Dear secondary stage students, year 1, welcome to our English program. Today we are going to have a revision on unit 3. We are going to revise the vocab, the grammar, translation text, and we are going, of course, in the first part to revise our story, Treasure Island. This is chapter 4, and we are going to remember what happened in chapter 3. Do you remember what happened in chapter 3? As we have taken chapter 3, we have some suspicions. People suspected each other. Someone who proved to be not honest, like Long John Silver, whom we thought at the beginning that he is an honest man, and at the end of the chapter we discover that he is a pirate and he wants to lead a mutiny against the captain. He wanted to take control of the ship. Okay, you remember this? What do you think will happen here in this chapter, in chapter 4? Of course, Jim told Mr. Trelawney and Dr. Livesey about the things which he heard from Long John Silver, and of course they had a plan. Let's see the summary of chapter 4 and see what is the plan of Mr. Smollett or Captain Smollett. Let's go on. This is the summary of chapter 4. Captain Smollett wanted Jim to find out who of the crew they could trust. So here we find the crew is separated into two. Some people support Captain Smollett and some people support Long John Silver. So Captain Smollett wanted Jim to find out who would support him. Captain Smollett had a plan. What is the plan? He wanted to ask the men to spend the afternoon on the island. And if they agreed, they could take the ship. And if they didn't agree, they would fight them. They told the people whom they trusted to return to the ship when they hear a gunshot. So people will spend the whole day on the shore of the island, and when they hear a gunshot, they should return. So this is a secret between Captain Smollett and the men he trusted. Unfortunately, the plane didn't succeed. Unluckily, the plane didn't succeed, and Jim was seen by Silver. Jim was discovered to be a spy of Captain Smollett, so Jim escaped and hid in the trees. Jim was afraid of Long John Silver, and he escaped in the trees. He heard Silver talking to Tom, who refused to work with the pirates. As a result, Silver killed him. Jim was afraid and he felt he would stay on the island forever. So chapter 4 ends with a sad end. It ends with Jim escaped in the island. He was very afraid of Long John Silver. He couldn't return back to the ship. So he hid in the island in the trees, and he thought that he will stay forever in this island. Do you think this will happen, or there is a surprise in the next chapter I want you to read and discover? Now let's go on to discuss some of the new vocab which appeared in this chapter. The word disease. Of course, the word disease is an easy word for you. It means illness. So we can say they reported a sudden outbreak. Outbreak means spread. Something which spread in the whole country, like coronavirus. They reported a sudden outbreak of the disease in the south of the country. Whistle. Look at this word. It can be a verb or it can be a noun. Can you see the referee in the picture? The referee is the person in a match who starts and ends the match. How does he start and end the match? He used his whistle. He blew his whistle to start or to end the match. So the whistle can be a noun, it can be a tool by which you make a sound, or it can a verb to make this sound. So whistle as a verb means make a high sound by forcing the air through a small hole. The referee blew the whistle to end the match. Notice that if it is a noun, we use the word blew. Blew the whistle. Blew the whistle means to use the whistle to make this high sound. And as you see in the picture, what is the whistle? It is the tool by which we make a high sound. Here we have the word shore. What is the shore? Shore is the land along the edge of the ocean or the sea. The land, the edge or the land beside the sea. So we can say the ship went on the shore or went ashore. So we can say on the shore or on or ashore. We can use the word ashore as one word. So what does it mean ashore? It means it came to land. The ship came to land. What about the word branch? As you see here in this picture, branch is part of a tree. But it can be a part of a company. We can say the branch of the bank, the branch of a company, the branch of science. So it can be part of anything, not only of a tree. So we can say a part of something larger. So branch means a part of something larger. If you are talking about a tree, it's a part of a tree. If we are talking about a bank, it's a part of a bank or a part of a company or a part of science. Hold on to a tree branch. To hold on to means to put your hand tightly on something, to hold on to a tree or a tree branch. Look at the word trust. Again, the word trust can be a verb or a noun. When we say I trust someone, it means I believe that this person is good and honest, so I trust him. So we use the word trust as a verb, I have trust, I trust someone, or a noun, I have trust in someone. So we can say trust means to believe that someone is good and honest and will not harm you, will not let you in. Trust someone means you have confidence in him. So when you trust someone, you have confidence of him, you think that he is a good person and he will never let you in. Now let's answer some questions about the words of the story. Number one, A is part of a tree that grows out of the trunk. So here it's a part of a tree. A part of a tree, that's a leaf, root, branch, or seed. Of course, we discussed this word and we said that the branch is a part of a tree. Question number two. Our company is going to open a new in the city center. Again, we have the word branch with another meaning. The company is going to open a new branch, means it's going to open a new part of the tree, of the company, sorry. Our company is going to open a new part, means a new branch. Okay, so the word branch is not only part of a tree, but it can be part of a bank, a part of a company. So we say our company is going to open a new branch, a new branch. So for example, a branch in Nasr City, a branch in October. So it is a new place for the company, for the same company. So it is part of this company. Question number three. The referee blew his to end the match. Of course, we talked about this example and we said that the referee used what in order to end the match? Yes, of course, he used the whistle. Whistle. Number four, high blood pressure is a long-term disease, infection, crisis, mess. Of course, you know high blood pressure. We took the word blood pressure in Unit 2 and you know it very well. It's a disease. Blood pressure is a disease. It's a long term, which is not, we don't take medicine and we are cured from it. It takes a long time. So it's a long term what? It's a long term disease. It's a long term illness. Question number five. I, my son, he can't make such a mistake. I, my son. I treat my son. I trust my son, I trained my son, or I tease my son. Of course, when I say he can't do anything wrong, he can't make such a mistake, means I think that he is a good person and he He doesn't do anything wrong. He doesn't make any mistakes. So I trust him. I trust him. I have confidence in him. So we use the word trust. Question number 6. The ship came on the to get a supply of water and food. The ship came on the. When the ship leave the water and came to the land, it came onto the, yes, it came onto the shore. Here we have the word coast, beach, shore, and bank. Let's differentiate between these words. The word bank is talking about the river, so we say the river banks. So the two sides of the river are called the river banks. What about the word beach? The beach is the sand, the wide area of sand on which we can relax, we can play, we can stay. So this is the beach. We can say that children are playing on the beach, are building sand castle on the beach. What about the word coast? The word coast can be used as geographic word. For example, we can say Alexandria is located on the north coast of Egypt. So here coast describes the location of Alexandria. Now we are going to move to the general revision on Unit 4. We are going to revise the vocab, the grammar, and the translation texts. Question number 1. Tourism plays a role in our national income. Tourism plays a role. I want to describe the role which tourism plays. Passive, drawback, positive, or negative. Of course, when we talk about tourism and its role in the national income, we talk about something good, not bad. So it has good effect. So the good effect is passive or positive. Of course, it's positive, so we say positive effect. So positive, not negative, and not passive, and not a drawback. Drawback means disadvantage. So, of course, tourism plays a positive role in our national income. And of course, when we choose here a word, we want an adjective. So drawback is not an adjective. So we can avoid the word drawback because it's a noun, not an adjective. We want an adjective to describe the role. So is it passive role, negative role, or positive role? We want something good, so it's a positive. Question number 2. Is there a between crime and poverty? We wanted to say if there is a link, if there is something to join between crime and poverty. It means when people are poor, most of them commit crimes or not. Is there a link between poverty and the crime? So here we don't have the word link, but we have another word which can give us the same meaning. Is there a between crime and poverty? Confront, concept, contact, or connection? Very good. Of course, it's connection. Is there a connection between crime and poverty? Question number 3. He has a difficult problem. He always asks his parents for. Since he has a problem, so he asks for advice. But we have two words with the same pronunciation, advice. We have advice with the letter S and advice with the letter C. Which word is correct? Here we want a noun. How do we know that we want a noun? Because he always asks for. He always asks his parents for. He asks for something. So we want a noun. So the noun is with the letter S or with the letter C? Of course, it's with the letter C, so we use advice. He asked for advice. And of course, you know that advice is uncountable noun. Question number 4. We should think carefully of the magnificent inventions instead of taking them for. Of course, we should be grateful to scientists who discovered and made great inventions for us. We mustn't take them as something ordinary. So we mustn't take them for guarantee, gratitude, great, or granted. of course, we studied the expression take something for granted, means to take it as something ordinary and not to question its existence. So we should think carefully of the inventions and not take them for granted. Means we must be appreciative to these inventions. We mustn't take them for granted and we mustn't think that they are something ordinary and it is there in our life. We must think carefully and appreciate it. Question number 5. The information about the new competition can be seen on the information. We studied a word which is something at school on which we put the most important information. What is the thing at school on which we put important information? Yes, it's is it the keyboard, the notes board, the board, or a board? Of course, it's the notes board. So the notes board is a board on the wall on which we put important information. Question number 6. Ahmed Zuwail won a award for his discovery, the femtosecond. So Dr. Zuwail won a award. We discussed the countable and uncountable noun, the articles, the definite article and the indefinite article. In front of the word award, what can we use? Dr. Zuwail won the award, an award, a award, or no article? Of course, here we use an award because the word award starts with a vowel, so we use an award. Because Dr. Zuwail won many awards, so this is one of them. He won an award, means one of the awards which Dr. Zuwail won. Question number 7. My father went to school. He wanted to meet the English teacher. Do you remember when we talked about words like hospital, school, prison, church, these places which we go for its original reason? If we go for its original purpose, we don't use that. But if we go for another reason, for a visit, for example, we use that. Look at this sentence and tell me, here my father went to school for its original purpose. I mean, does my father go there to study or for another reason? Of course, for another reason. What is the other reason? He wanted to meet the teacher. So he went there for a visit to the teacher. So we say, my father went to the school. Remember, if you say, I go to school, you don't use that because you are a student and you go to school to study. So you say, I go to school. If you are ill and you go to hospital, you say, I go to hospital to have treatment or to have an operation because I'm a patient. But if I go to visit my uncle, I will say, I will go to the hospital to visit my uncle, and so on. If we go for the main purpose or the original purpose of this place, we don't use that. If we go for another reason, for another purpose, we use that. Question number 8. I feel and become very angry when I can't find the remote control. What do you feel when you don't find the remote control? Pressure, delighted, stressed, pleased. Of course, the word delighted and pleased have the same meaning, means happy. Do you feel happy when you lose the remote control? Of course not. We want the opposite. We don't want to be happy. We want sad, angry, similar words. So the word which is suitable here is stressed. I feel stressed. That means I feel nervous. I feel worried when I don't find the remote control. So this is the word which is suitable with angry. I feel angry and stressed. We can't say I feel angry and happy. I feel angry and pleased. No, it doesn't make sense. So we say he feels stressed and angry. This is suitable. Question number 9. the headmaster promised that he would punish the who hit his classmates. You remember in Unit 4, we use the word bully. Who is the bully? The bully is the person who uses his strength to frighten people, to hurt people. So the headmaster promised to punish. He will punish the person who bully his classmates. Bully means hurts them, cause them pain in their feelings. As we said, to bully someone is to frighten him or to hurt him or to say bad words about him. This is bullying. Question number 10. New students are always their own at the break time. Look at this expression. Do we use on their own or of their own? Of course, there isn't at their own or for their own, but we have two expressions, on their own or of their own. If I say I have a room of my own, it means I have a private room for me only. It means I own. So when I say of my own, it means something which belongs to me. I have a room of my own, means it belongs to me. But when I say on my own, it means alone. Again, let me explain it again. If we say, I have a room of my own, what does it mean? I have a room of my own means that this room belongs to me. I own a room. I have a room of my own. It's for me only. I live in it alone. But when I say, I am home alone, I am sitting on my own. So the word on my own means alone, without anybody with me. So alone means on my own. But of my own means something which belongs to me. So here in this sentence, what will you use? New students are always their own at break time. Here we want to say that they are alone at the break time. So we use on their own. They are on their own at the break time. Question number 11. Ahmed always carries his on his back when he goes climbing. What is the thing which we said we can carry on our back? Yes, it's the rucksack. Of course, it can't be the wardrobe. This is very large. We can't carry it on our back. Or a suitcase, a very big bag. We can't carry it on our bags. Or a cupboard, again, it's very heavy. Question number 12. Members of a team are called. Members of a team. So the members of a team are called teenagers, teammates, team leaders, team captains. Of course, we said and we explained that teammates are the same people or the fellow in the same team. So they are members of a team. They are called teammates. Well, as I told you before, we can say roommate, classmate. So someone who sits next to me in the class is a classmate. Someone who lives in the room with me is a roommate. And someone who joins the same team as me is a teammate. Question number 13. It is also a good idea to a sport that you like. It is also a good idea to a sport that you like. The word sport, can we say make a sport or do a sport? Here again the collocation. We explained this term before, and we said that collocation, noun and the verb which go together. Noun and verb that match each other. So what is the verb which match the word sport? We can say do a sport. Do a sport. We can say do activity, do the homework, do the shopping, and so on. So we can say do a sport. Question number 14. I'd like to wear a cotton dress to keep me from coming too hot. I'd like to wear a cotton dress. Do you remember the word which we use in front of dresses, in front of clothes, to say that they are fashionable? What is it? Tough, small, big, or cool? Of course, it's the word cool. When we talk about cool dress, we mean it's comfortable, it's fashionable, it's a nice dress, And we said that the word cool can have different meanings. It can be, when I say cool weather, it means not hot and not cold. And when we say cool person, means calm and not nervous. And when we say cool dress, it means it's fashionable and nice. Question number 15. The police, the murderer until now. Of course, we have the word until now, so we use the present perfect tense. The police haven't caught the murderer until now. You know that the present perfect, something which started in the past and continues to the present time. So the police still up to the moment, up till the moment now, haven't caught the murderer. And you see the word the police is used as plural noun. So we say the police are, the police have. We don't use has with the police because the police is usually plural noun. So we say the police haven't caught. We can't say hasn't caught. Question number 16. How salt does the recipe say to put in the sauce? Of course, salt is something uncountable. So we say how much or how many? Of course, we use the word how much with uncountable nouns. So we say how much salt, how much money, how much time do you spend? So here it's uncountable nouns, so we say how much. Now we move on to the translation. Let's look at the first text, translate into Arabic. Some childhood soaring experiences, such as being a victim of bullying, may affect the child's personality badly. Of course, here we have the word experiences, plural. Do you remember when we said that the word experience, if we talk about the work experience, it's uncountable noun. So we say the job of a teacher needs much experience. But when we talk about the situations which we have passed on through our lives, it's countable. So I say I'm old enough and I have passed many experiences. Okay, so in this text here, some childhood soaring experiences. Look at the word soaring. When we say I have a sore throat, it means a painful throat. Means my throat is, I have a pain in it. So when I say soaring experience, means a painful experience. Painful experience, something which causes me pain. Some childhood soaring experiences, such as being a victim of bullying. And of course, the word bullying is not new for you now. You understand it and you studied it in Unit 4. So being a victim of bullying, إنك تكون ضحية لإيه بقى؟ للتنمر. Bullying, إحنا قلنا إن كلمة bullying means to use strength to frighten others or to insult others or to hurt others. So some childhood soaring experience, such as being a victim of bullying, may affect the child's personality badly. How can we translate this? Of course, when we say childhood, we know child. طب what about childhood? Childhood الطفولة. يبقى هنا هقول إيه؟ خبرات الطفولة. ربما تؤثر. شايفين هنا أنا بدأت بربما. شايفين ربما دي موجودة فين؟ May. Some childhood soaring experience, such as being a victim of bullying, may affect. لكن أنا في العربي بدأت بيها، قلت ربما تؤثر. لأن لو تفتكروا أنا قلت لكم in Arabic we can start with the verb, but in English we must start with the subject. So here we say ربما تؤثر بعض تجارب الطفولة المؤلمة. زي ما قلت لكم soaring معناها painful. So تجارب الطفولة المؤلمة مثل الوقوع كضحية victim معناها ضحية للتنمر. التنمر اللي هو bullying may affect the child's personality badly. طبعا ده ممكن يؤثر على شخصية الطفل بشكل سيء. طيب نشوف بقى الفوكاب اللي موجودة في الجزء ده و remember the vocab well. The word childhood, the word soaring, experiences, and personality. And of course the word bullying is not new. It's a common word for you now and you know it well. Okay? We have another translation from English into Arabic. The teacher's friendly smile was a polite way to caution the pupil next to me to stop cheating. Of course, in Unit 4, we took the word cheating. We studied the word cheating. What's it to cheat? To cheat, you remember this word? If you cheat in an exam, means you use dishonest way to answer the test. You can have some papers with the answers to write the answer in the exam paper. This is dishonest. So cheating is a dishonest way of dealing with people. So here the teacher's friendly smile. The teacher was friendly and he smiled at the student sitting next to me as a way to caution him, to stop cheating. يبقى هنا الverb caution, to caution someone, caution to warn someone, to caution him, to warn him إن هو بيحذره to stop cheating, to stop doing this bad behavior. So the teacher's friendly smile, لقد كانت ابتسامة المدرس الودية طريقة مهذبة لتحذير الطالب بجواري بأن يتوقف عن الغش. يبقى أنا هنا عندي كلمة كوشن، حتى لو كانت أول مرة أشوفها أنا هستشفها كده من المينينج بتاع الجملة وهقول أنا عارفة cheating اللي هو to stop cheating يتوقف عن الغش. يبقى teacher smiled politely to caution him, to warn him لكي يحذره. Again, we have the word cheating, we have the word caution as a verb, means to warn, and we have the word friendly, and of course, smile. The last sentence translate into English. Here we have a word, a sentence which we will change from Arabic into English. And of course, here we have the responsibility to use correct grammar, correct spelling, and to choose the suitable words. ليس من السهولة تكوين صداقات قوية عن طريق استخدام مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي. طبعا أكيد مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي كلمة دارجة جدا وكلكم بتستخدموها دلوقتي، فبنقول سوشيال ميديا ويب سايتس. طيب صداقة قوية، احنا اليونت بتاعنا كان اسمه making friends. طب هنا هقول friend إنه منها أخد منها friendship الصداقة، وعشان أقول strong friendship تبقى صداقة قوية. طيب ليس من السهولة هقول إيه؟ هقول it's not easy to make strong friendships by using social media website. Okay. We have finished our lesson today. I hope you benefited a lot from it, and I hope you practice a lot. Read the story in order to study the vocab and study the expressions in it. And of course, you will find it very interesting. Study the grammar of Unit 4, countable and uncountable, and answer as much as you can. And till we meet again, I wish you best of luck. Goodbye.